Back into the Rockers pregame show. Time to take a look now at today's starting lineups. First off, for the visiting High Point Rockers, leading off in center field is Jake Gonzalez. Tyler Ladendorf, the second baseman, batting in the number 2 spot. Jerry Downs in the 3 spot will be the first baseman today. Xander Wheel is the third baseman, and he is the cleanup hitter. Adam Taylor batting 5th, playing right field today. Quincy Lattimore back in the lineup after a couple of days off. He's the designated hitter, batting 6th. Hitting 7th is the shortstop, Giovanni Alfonso. Catcher Dakota Mulcahy will bat in the number 8 spot, and Cam Williamson will bat in the number 9 slot. For the Rockers, I think the guy to watch tonight, it's not one specific guy, but it is one specific stat. On the mound today for Gastonia is Riley Hovis, who is second in the Atlantic League in home runs allowed. So for the Rockers, maybe a couple of well-timed blasts may in fact give this team a chance to get a little bit of swagger back that's been missing over the last week or so. So we will look for the Rockers to barrel up on some baseballs today against Riley Hovis. The Honey Hunters taking the field, which means it's time for the national anthem, which means we'll step aside, and when we come back, it's the Rockers, it's the Honey Hunters, and it's next on the Rockers Baseball Network. Well, despite the gray clouds and intermittent drizzle, any day that you can play baseball is a good day. So today is, in fact, a good day. Speaking of good days, good day to you. Kendrick Fruits here with you from CaroMont Health Park as the High Point Rockers and Gastonia Honey Hunters getting set for a doubleheader tonight. This is game 1. This is game 6 out of a week-long series between these two teams. Riley Hovis is on the mound for Gastonia today, and well, he comes into today 5-2 with a 5.81 ERA. This is his 14th start. 62 innings pitched this year, 21 walks, 57 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .247 against him, but the big number, 12 home runs allowed, leads the team in the second most home runs permitted by any pitcher in the Atlantic League, trailing only Jordan Stevens of the Charleston Dirty Birds. The lineup again that he will face today: Jay Gonzalez, Tyler Ladendorf, Jerry Downs, Xander Wheel, Adam Taylor, Quincy Lattimore, Giovanni Alfonso, Dakota Mulcahy, and Cam Williamson. Quincy Lattimore back in the lineup today as designated hitter, as the Rockers left fielder normally recovering from what he called a strain of the hamstring. We were all worried about a potential pull, but he said it was just strained. He'll be good to go in a couple of days. And he said, the big thing, I can hit the ball fine. Just expect me to run station to station. So that's the game plan for Lattimore today. Jake Gonzalez steps up to the plate, about ready to get today's game underway. Against Riley Hovis, Gonzalez stepping into the left-hand box wearing the pink cleats today. Hovis gets the sign from former Rocker Stuart Levy. Doesn't use the windup, so he's set and we're ready to go. The righty fires. That's down low, ball one. We're underway at 4:18. It is 71 degrees, overcast, a chance of intermittent drizzles, as we mentioned, through the course of the afternoon. Nothing really serious. We should be good to get both of these in tonight. That pitch a called strike, and the count 1-1. First pitch time and weather brought to you by Grandover Resorts in Greensboro. Live, work, enjoy. 1-1 on the way. That's a fastball that backs Gonzalez out of the box, and the count goes to 2-1. Gonzalez hitting at .299, a home run, and 19 batted in. That home run came on Monday here at CaroMont Health Park, a game where Jake Gonzalez drove in 6 runs. There's a fastball called strike, and the count 2-2. In other news, my math is terrible. He drove in 5 runs on Monday. Here comes the 2-2. That's sprayed foul. The count remains 2-2. Rockers really trying to get off to a better start than yesterday. Really just a better day in general. They were handcuffed and held to just 4 total hits in a 1-0 shutout. A well-pitched game by Austin Glorious, but the offense couldn't help him out. Another 2-2 coming, and again sprayed foul. Jerry Keel masterful yesterday. 6 2/3 shutout innings, gave up 4 hits, struck out 7, and walked only 2. Another 2-2 coming here from Hovis. The righty fires off speed up at the top of the zone. Gonzalez, though, can't connect, and that's strike 3. We'll set the Honey Hunters defensively. Zach Jarrett is in left field today. Hurley Rodriguez in center. The right fielder is Jake Skoll. Raider Ascanio at third base. Jack Reinheimer, the shortstop. Joseph Rosa at second base. Luis Castro at first base. And Stuart Levy behind the plate. Here's Tyler Ladendorf, .259, 8 home runs, 26 batted in. Also wearing pink cleats today. Here's a little darker shade than Gonzalez. That fastball up and in. The count 1-0. Home plate umpire today in game 1, Gary Keller. Kevin Morgan, the first base umpire, and Terrence Jones down the third base side. There's a fastball called strike. And the count 1-1 to Ladendorf. Hovis set 1-1 on the way. Fastball. Ladendorf hits this one a long way, but foul. Might have had home run distance. Might have gotten up over the wall. That's the tough thing about that left field wall again. It's about 25 feet high. So, even though it's only 304, you got to be able to elevate it. That one might have hit off the top. Anyways, 1-2 coming. High fastball, an easy take there for Ladendorf, and the count goes to 2-2. Sunday afternoon crowd still filing in, so a little quiet here right now, but that should certainly change as the night goes on, as we go into game number 2 tonight for sure. 2-2 on the way. Hovis fires. Ladendorf strokes this one to short. One hopper picked up by Reinheimer. Throw to first will retire Ladendorf. That is the second out of the inning. It was a well-hit ball by Ladendorf, unfortunately, and as we've seen a lot this week, was hit right defender. So here's Jerry Downs, 278, 10 home runs, 39 batted in. The Rockers now, after homering in 12 consecutive games, have not hit one in their last 2. They do have some guys in their lineup who could certainly change that against a pitcher in Hovis who has given up more than his share this year. First pitch low to Jerry Downs, count 1-0. Hovis set, 1-0 on the way. And the righty fires, fastball high, 2 balls, no strikes now. Logan Morrison on the inactive list. Jerry Downs has been the regular first baseman for the Rockers this weekend. Here's the 2-0. That's outside, 3-0. It's the Rockers' everyday first baseman last year and put together not only his best offensive year, but a recognition of the best defensive first baseman of the Atlantic League. Michael Russell coaching first base for High Point. Albert Gonzalez down the third base side. 3-0 coming to Downs, taken all the way. It's a strike, and the count 3-1. Gastonia today, white pants, white jerseys, Honey Hunters in cursive across the chest. Black numbering and a gold trim with the black caps. Rockers wearing the road grays today. There's the 3-1 to Downs. Lines this one into shallow center. That'll drop a base hit. Rockers have the first hit of the ball game on a 2-out single from Downs. And that'll bring up Xander Wheel. Xander hitting a 283, 17 home runs, 56 runs batted in. Still on pace to become the only Rocker in history to ever notch 100 RBIs in a season. 56 right now, although it's been a couple of games since his last one. Hovis holds the set and delivers first pitch to Wheel. Swung on high, fly ball into left field. Jarrett, though, is coming in on it, and that's caught for the final out of the inning. So the Rockers get a runner aboard. The base hit from Jerry Downs, but not able to turn it into any runs. We head to the bottom of inning number 1, and we're scoreless on the Rockers Baseball Network. Liam O'Sullivan making his second start as a High Point Rocker today. Went 4 shutout innings in his debut last Monday here at CaroMont Health Park. And he's looking to build off of what was a very good debut. The lineup he'll face: Hurley Rodriguez leading off in center field. Jack Reinheimer, the shortstop, is the number 2 hitter. Joseph Rosa, the second baseman, hits third. Zach Jarrett in left field is the cleanup hitter. Luis Roman, the designated hitter, bats 5th. Raider Escania with third base hits 6th. Jake Skoll in right field, the 7 hitter. Luis Castro at first base bats 8th. And Stuart Levy behind the plate is the number 9 hitter. So here's Hurley Rodriguez, 262, 4 home runs, 19 runs batted in. As you look into the standings of this series so far, Honey Hunters 10-1 against the Rockers this year with 23 games left to play. See how much these two squads will face off in the second half. Still plenty of time for the Rockers to turn it around, but 1-10 against your rival, not a good start to the year. First pitch to Rodriguez, that's a called strike, and the count 0-1. 262 for Rodriguez, however, he is hitting 347 against High Point. There's a fastball called strike, and the count goes to 0-2 now. Two coming from O'Sullivan. That's going to miss inside, and the count 1-2. Oh, correction, that second pitch not called a strike. Thought it was. Count goes to 2-1 then. Two-one, swing and a miss. Rodriguez dropped down almost to an eve on that one. And the count goes to 2-2. Wind blowing out towards left field. Thought for a moment Xander Wheel might have gotten enough of one to lead to a home run potentially for High Point in the top of the first inning, but wasn't able to get enough distance on it. Here's the 2-2. Popped up, foul territory. Left field side, long run for Wheel, long run for Gonzalez. Wheel sticks out the glove and can't come down with it. Check that Cam Williamson in left field, not Xander Wheel, or not Jay Gonzalez. Wheel, the third baseman, though, did give it quite a run. Had to cover a lot of ground, and if you've seen CaroMont Health Park, Xander Wheel was practically climbing up the Gastonia bullpen mound as he stuck out the glove to try to make that catch. They've not had him sitting at third base a whole lot recently. They've had him in the outfield, they've had him DH, they've had him at first base, but Rockers don't have a whole lot of options right now with so many guys on the injured list. For a doubleheader, they needed him to play third for a game. That pitch swung on, high fly ball into right field. Taylor coming in, and that's the first out of the inning. We'll set the Rockers defensively. Cam Williamson in left, Jay Gonzalez in center, Adam Taylor is in right. Xander Wheel at third base, Giovanni Alfonso the shortstop, Tyler Ladendorf at second, Jerry Downs at first, and Dakota Mulcahy is behind the plate. Jack Reinheimer, 272, 7 home runs, 39 batted in. His last two games, a combined 1 for 9, however, against High Point. First pitch from O'Sullivan, just missing in, and the count 1-0. Rockers really excited about this new addition of O'Sullivan, especially as he gets stretched out, should become very much an integral part of this rotation in the second half. High fly ball hit in the air into center. Jay Gonzalez going back, Taylor going back, and it's Taylor making the catch right in front of the warning track in right center for the second out of the inning. Couple of deep fly balls here hit by the Honey Hunters, but I don't know that either of them would have gotten out, but the wind blowing out to left certainly doesn't hurt things for Liam O'Sullivan. So that'll bring up Joseph Rosa, 11 home runs, 54 runs batted in. Riley Hovis threw 18 pitches in the first inning. O'Sullivan has thrown 8, facing the first two hitters. First pitch coming. Off speed, there's a called strike, and the count 0-1. Well, a good thing, too, you think about the fact that he's not been stretched out yet, has O'Sullivan. Only threw 46 pitches in his debut. That we think about it, that got him through 4 innings. In a 7-inning game, maybe he can go 5 or 6 today if he's able to stay as efficient. This one hit weakly on the ground, foul, third or first base side, count 0-2. So when you look at it that way, you're going to get a very quality 7-inning start in a 7-inning game from Liam O'Sullivan today, if he's able to replicate the performance that he gave on Monday. 0-2 coming. High fastball, a little away. Could not get Rosa to chase, and the count goes to 1-2. Rosa taking his time, getting back into the left-hand box. O'Sullivan waiting on him. Now he's ready. Here comes the 1-2. There's a fastball in, and the count goes to 2-2 now. Well, High Point in day games this year, 6-6. They're 33-25 in nightcaps. Two hit on the ground. Second base, Ladendorf, easy play onto first. And that's a 1-2-3 first for Liam O'Sullivan. Good start for Birders. And we head now to the top of inning number 2. We're scoreless on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the second inning, no score here between the Rockers and the Honey Hunters. Gastonia starter Riley Hovis will face 5, 6, and 7. That's Taylor, Lattimore, and Alfonso. Game 2 starters today. Rockers going with Nick Evangelista in Game 2. The Honey Hunters are countering with Ian McKinney, who started Friday's game, only pitched a couple of innings in that weather-shortened game. The Rockers are just skipping Jonas Scalero and moving him on to the next. He'll actually start Game 2 of the Lancaster series. We'll give you those starters later on. Adam Taylor takes a first pitch strike on the inside corner, and the count 0-1. Defense playing for Taylor to pull. Here's the 0-1. He swings and hits this one right back up the middle. A base hit for Adam Taylor to start the second inning. Rockers' second hit of the game. That'll bring up Quincy Lattimore, making his first offensive appearance since Thursday. Strained hamstring is what Lattimore told me. He said he was just kind of, he said he's pulled both of them before, and he knew immediately it wasn't a pull. He was just glad that it was just a little mild strain. He said that he's fine to swing the bat, but he may run post to post today. Rockers okay with that. With the way that he can swing the bat, they'll take that. First pitch a strike, in the count 0-1. 262 with 11 home runs, 40 batted in. Taylor takes his lead off of first. Here's the 0-1. Lattimore takes low. And the count goes to 1-1 now. Elsewhere on the injured list, Chris Proctor continued to jog around the bases, continuing to work himself back into shape. So he's recovering from a leg issue. pickoff attempt over the first. Then I saw Ben Aklinski today. I asked about the shoulder. He said, and I quote, "It's getting there." He said, hopefully not too long. Another check over to first base. Taylor back in again safely. Hovis comes set, 1-1 on the way to Lattimore. Taylor inching off of first. Here's the pitch. Lattimore under it, pops it up. First base side foul. Levy calling for it. Called off, though, by Castro. And that is the first out of the inning. Brings up Giovanni Alfonso, 309, 2 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Yesterday, Alfonso was responsible for 50% of High Point's hits. The Rockers had 4 hits, and Alfonso had 2, including the only extra base hit that the Rockers were able to record yesterday. First pitch coming to Alfonso. Nope, another check over to Taylor at first base. They are keeping close eye on Adam Taylor over there. Hovis set, and here comes the first pitch, and Alfonso swings over it, and the count 0-1. For the most part, first the 0-1. There's a fastball strike at the knees, and the count goes to 0-2. For the most part, looks like High Point not afraid to be aggressive early in the counts. Just waiting on the mistake pitch from Hovis. Here comes the 0-2. That's a fastball out. And the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, the temperature being in the 70s, low 70s right now. See a couple of sweatshirts on the field by the coaches. In the seats as well. High this afternoon is 72. Another throw to first base. Taylor back in. It'll be in the mid-60s by the time we're finished tonight. One-two coming. Hovis fires. Alfonso swing and a miss into the glove of Levy. Tipped it in there for strike 3, so that is the second strikeout for Riley Hovis, and he'll face Dakota Mulcahy. Mulcahy hitting 154 with 1 run batted in. He's been putting some better swings on the bat recently. You look at the opposition, and Riley Hovis paying really close attention to Adam Taylor over there. Okay, big swing and a miss there. Comes up empty, strike 1. Taylor last year in 18 games stole 3 bases. His only full pro seasons, stole 11 in 2015 with Gary, and stole 10 in 2014 with Florence and Gary. Florence, Frontier League, and Gary of the American Association. Fastball high. Levy bluffed to throw down to first base. So all told in his career, it's only 24 out of 32. Not terrible speed, but they're paying attention to him like he's Johnny Turbo or somebody over there. 1-1 coming. Slow off-speed pitch that Mulcahy not able to hang on to or not able to do anything with. And the count 1-2 now. Looked like a slider maybe with a little bit extra loop in it. Didn't quite have to be a curveball, but a little slower than your average slider. One-two coming to Mulcahy here with 2 outs, and Hovis steps off. Rockers have picked up a base hit in both innings so far. Not yet been able to translate them into any runs as Mulcahy fouls this one off. And the count 1-2. Mulcahy, we've talked about, displayed a little bit of power. Southern New Hampshire, his collegiate career, 14 home runs this past year. Recorded his first multi-hit game as a Rocker a couple of days ago. Here comes the 1-2. Taylor takes off. That pitch is outside. The count 2-2. Taylor is in with a stolen base. He jumped up, thought he was going to get the strike three call, did not. So Taylor is in with his first steal. Rockers now a runner on second base. And a well-placed base hit. May be able to put the Rockers on top. The count 2-2. And Hovis fires. Mulcahy swing and a miss, strike three. And that's the final out of the inning. Rockers in the second inning in a row. A base hit. They can't bring him in to score. We head to the bottom of inning number 2 score on the Rockers Baseball Network. Welcome back in to CaroMont Health Park for High Point Rockers baseball. Thanks for spending your Sunday evening with us. Late Sunday afternoon, I guess, right now. No score here between the Rockers and Honey Hunters, and Liam O'Sullivan will face 4, 5, and 6. That is Zach Jarrett, Luis Roman, Raider Ascanio. Exact pitch count number for Liam O'Sullivan, but assuming 45 pitches his first time, maybe they ramp him up to 55 or 60 here today. So if it's 60, be on pace to go about 4 2/3 this afternoon. Zach Jarrett, Luis Roman, Raider Ascanio as Jarrett steps in. 259, 7 home runs, 32 batted in. And O'Sullivan's first pitch of the second inning is a fastball strike. But one of the big keys that Jamie Keefe and Frank Viola talk about as being one of the most important things they look for in a pitcher is being able to throw strike one. And Liam O'Sullivan, one of the best in the Atlantic League at that, although that one is way out of here. Left center field, Zach Jarrett. A solo home run. First run allowed by Liam O'Sullivan. And Gastonia takes a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of inning number 2. Never fails, does it? Say something nice about somebody and then right after that, something happens. Here's Luis Roman, 264, 10 home runs, 35 batted in. comes the first pitch. Off speed, up and away. The count goes to 1-0. Now we get to the third inning. We'll take a look at the Atlantic League scoreboard. Normally we do that in the fourth, but in the 7-inning game, things are sped up a little bit. That pitch, a swing and a miss. Off speed, low. And we got Roman to chase in the count 1-1. This has been American Classic weekend here at CaroMont Health Park. There was supposed to be a car show out in left field earlier today, but due to the weather, that was postponed. There's a strike on the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. So because of that, I did see two out there still. I don't know if they were planning on coming to the game anyways or what, but we'll have to wait to see the classic car show here. That pitch outside, good looking pitch from O'Sullivan, off speed 79. He's going to that off speed pitch a little bit more here in the second inning. Here's the 2-2. That's down low. Tried to get Roman to chase, but Roman did not. And the count goes full. Payoff pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike three. Roman slips down to a knee. And that is the first strikeout tonight by O'Sullivan. That'll bring up Raider Ascanio, 262 with 2 home runs and 24 runs batted in. First pitch, fastball low, and the count 1 ball, no strikes to Ascanio. Did not play in yesterday's game. Rockers last saw him on Thursday, was the number 2 hitter. Ascanio swings, high fly ball, shallow left. Going out is Alfonso, the shortstop, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the second inning. Rockers injury list continues to include Aklinski, Barbado, Cassad, Choplik, Church, Proctor, Russell, and Uscali. The list 2 players, William Kerwin and Logan Morrison. So here's Jake Skoll, 230, a home run, 11 home runs and 26 runs batted in. On pace for 22 homers and 50 batted in. Swing and a miss there, a little short swing. And the count 0-1. And O'Sullivan inside with the fastball at 87 miles. No one on the way. Fastball low that time, and the count goes to 1-1. Two outs here in the bottom of the second. Gastonia, though, is on the board. Identical score as yesterday's game, and they scored inning too, as this one lined foul right field side, and the count 1-2. Yesterday, the Honey Hunters did it with a Alex Holderbach RBI single into left field. Today, they've done it with a home run by Zach Jarrett. One away. O'Sullivan off speed, top of the zone, doesn't get the call. And the count goes 2-2. Close pitch there, up at the top of the zone. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 80 miles an hour down at the shoe tops, and Jake Skoll hold off of it. We go to the top of the third, but not before the Honey Hunters get on the board with a solo home run from Zach Jarrett. Rockers coming up to bat at the top of the third next on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the third inning, 1-0 Gastonia. Rockers have 9-1-2 coming up. Williamson, Gonzalez, and Ladendorf. Rockers no runs on 2 hits. Gastonia 1 on 1 hit. That is the Zach Jarrett home run, the only run on the board. Cam Williamson making his first start, was supposed to be on Friday, and in fact was the starting left fielder Friday, but the game got rained out after just 2 innings and a half. So this is Cam's first professional start from North Carolina A&T. Hit .316 last year in his final season at A&T with 4 home runs and 22 batted in. A native of Greensboro, North Carolina, and is 0 for 1 in his pro career. Takes down low in the count 1-0. Attended Dudley High School in Greensboro. Left-handed hitter. 1-0 coming. Williamson takes a strike on the outside corner. 23 years of age. One coming from Hovis. Fires off speed up, and the count 2-1. Well, the Rockers have had a couple of guys record their first pro hits this year. Dakota Mulcahy, Kyle Maurice yesterday. Cam Williamson looking to add his name to that list. So the 2-1 chases the high fastball, and the count 2-2. Gonzalez in the on-deck circle. It's the top of the lineup. Two coming. Hovis off speed, popped up. Foul territory. Castro drifting over. That ball will smack onto the concrete of the concourse, and the count remains 2-2. Next pitch for Hovis will be his 39th. A little bit behind the pace of O'Sullivan, who's at 28 through 2. Here comes the 2-2, and this one again lined foul first base side. And the count remains 2-2. Williamson battling here in his second pro at bat. Talk about all the rookies the Rockers have had this year. You think mostly about pitchers, but they've had their share of hitters as well. 2-2 coming. Swing and a miss, the high fastball, strike 3. That is strikeout number 3 for Riley Hovis. And we go to the top of the lineup now, and Jay Gonzalez. Gonzalez struck out his first time up. Rockers have put a base hit on the board in each of the first 2 innings. Gonzalez, a guy who likes to just slap the ball out of the infield or lay down a bunt. Showed bunt there for a moment, but pulls back. It's ball 1. You have third baseman Ascanio starting to crash in. On the way. There's a strike on the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. Remains a low ceiling kind of day. Dark clouds all over, no sun to be seen. However, chance of rain remains about 15% for the majority of the day. Gonzalez takes low, and the count 2-1. A comfortable day, not a little cool of a day. Here comes the 2-1. Gonzalez thought about offering at it, but didn't. It's called a strike anyways, and the count 2-2. After today's games, the Rockers take their day off and then head up to Lancaster. Take on the Barnstormers for 3. First time they've seen the Barnstormers since the second series of the year, which was here at Truist Point. They'll head up to Clipper Magazine for the first time as that pitch fouled off. And the count 2-2. Two coming here from Hovis. And he fires. Gonzalez again sprays it foul. A good battle by the Rockers center fielder, hitting at 298. He's taken over as the everyday center fielder, and really until Ben Aklinski comes back, only true center fielder on the roster. Aklinski not really going to be able to, or will probably spell him, but not until he comes back, obviously, as Gonzalez smacks that foul. He apologized for the fan who's right in front of our crowd microphone. Two coming. This is the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And Gonzalez again sprays it foul. What a good battle. We talked about this yesterday. Now they can be a frustrating at-bat for a pitcher when you're showing the hitter everything you've got and you're not able to put him away. Jay Gonzalez here really running up the Riley Hovis pitch count in the 3rd inning. Pitch number 9 upcoming. Here's a 2-2, and Gonzalez gets under it, loops it into left center. Zach Jarrett, the left fielder there. And the 9-pitch at-bat finally won by Hovis. And that's the 2nd out of the inning, and that'll bring up Tyler Ladendorf. Ladendorf bounced out to shortstop his first time up. Next pitch for Hovis will be his 50th. Righty fires. There's the fastball inside, 86 miles an hour. The count is 1 ball, no strikes to the Rockers' second baseman, who's hitting at 258. On the way. Hovis fires down low. Did Ladendorf go? No, he didn't. Able to hold up. And the count 2-0. Hovis comes set 2-0 on the way to Ladendorf. Tyler swings, high fly ball deep into left field. We are tied. Rockabye baseball. Tyler Ladendorf, a solo home run. That is his 9th of the year, and it's 1-1. Ladendorf really enjoying hitting out of that number 2 spot. A lot of his power has come from the 2 spot. We'll see if that is enough to amp up this High Point offense. We've seen it time and time again this year. They have the potential to put up a big number any particular night. We'll see if that's enough to jumpstart the offense here. That is the 13th home run allowed this year by Riley Hovis, 2nd most in the Atlantic League. Jerry Downs swings first pitch, grounds it to first base. Castro grabs it and will trot to the bag for the final out of the inning. But a solo shot from Tyler Ladendorf. We're all square at 1 going to the bottom of the 3rd on the Rockers Baseball Network. top of the third inning. Check that, bottom of the third inning. Rockers and Honey Hunters all tied at 1. Liam O'Sullivan will face 8, 9, and 1. Castro, Levy, and Hurley Rodriguez. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Atlantic League scoreboard for the day. Lancaster takes down the Genomes 10-4, the final score in that one. Let's take a deeper look at that while we're waiting on that to load. Bottom of the 9th inning, Ducks shutting out the Legends, 2-0 to score there. Also top 9, York on top of Southern Maryland 5-3. Staten Island in the top of the 5th inning, a 2-0 lead over the Dirty Birds. Going back to that Lancaster Genomes game, Kelly Dugan only 1 hit today. Melvin Mercedes, a triple and a home run, 3 runs batted in. Shawan Dunston Jr., 3 runs batted in. Andretti Cordero, 4 for 5 for the Barnstormers today. Best hitter for the Genomes, well, it's former big leaguer Chris Davis, who hit his first 2 Atlantic League home runs today. Davis, 3 for 5, 2 home runs, and 3 runs batted in. First pitch to Castro, a strike, and the count 0-1. Crush Davis, all of a sudden, making this Genomes lineup a lot deeper with a really legit power threat. That pitch misses, count goes to 1-1. All right, you talk about Jimmy Paredes being a bit of a rocker killer in that lineup. Add Davis to it as well. Chris Shaw, you can't forget Chris Shaw there. Hit on the ground, a hot shot to Xander Wheel at third base. Throws over to first, and that will retire Castro for the first out of the third inning. Brings up Stuart Levy, 228, 4 home runs, and 26 runs batted in. Stuart Levy has hit well against High Point this year, though 346 with a couple of runs batted in. First pitch coming to Levy. He swings, ropes this one foul, left field side. And the count 0-1. O'Sullivan with the 0-1, and that's going to clip Levy on the front arm. A hit by pitch. Honey Hunter's catcher will head down to first base with 1 out here in the bottom of the third, a 1-1 ball game. Brings up Hurley Rodriguez, 0 for 1. One run on 3 hits for High Point, 1 run on 1 hit for Gastonia. Looking to turn the double play up the middle. Xander Wheel playing well off of the third base line with the left-hand hitter. First pitch coming. Popped up. Foul territory. Jerry Downs, the first baseman. The second baseman, Ladendorf, also there. It's Ladendorf calling and putting it away for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Jack Reinheimer, flight out to right his first time up. Other than the home run, Liam O'Sullivan looks good for the second outing in a row. 34 pitches for O'Sullivan. 2 2/3. Pitch coming to Reinheimer. Reinheimer shows bunt and bunts it foul. Trying to bunt with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Xander Wheel was definitely playing a little bit back. I think Reinheimer, if he lays it down in the right spot, might have had a shot at beating that one out. Rockers were not expecting to bunt with 2 outs. 1 coming. speed. There's a called strike, and the count 0-2. O'Sullivan, not really a nibbler when it comes to the strike zone, really trying to pound the corners, or pound the zone rather. He's hitting his corners really well. See if he tries to bury something low here and get a chase on the 0-2. No, it goes with the high fastball, just missed up at the top of the zone. And the count 1-2 strikes. Levy takes his lead off of first, 1-2 on the way. O'Sullivan holds the set. Now the 1-2 being delivered. Swung on, high fly ball, shallow left, coming in Williamson. And he'll put it away for the final out of the inning. The hit by pitch doesn't hurt the Rockers, and we head to the top of the fourth inning. Rockers and Honey Hunters tied at 1 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Hey folks, we want to thank State Farm agent Stephen Mitchell for being our sponsor.
Well, top of the fourth inning, we've got a 1-1 ball game on our hands. Honey Hunters and Rockers, both teams a solo home run. Zach Jarrett for Gastonia, Tyler Ladendorf for High Point. Rockers have 4, 5, and 6 coming up here. Wheel Taylor and Quincy Lattimore. We mentioned the home run that Hovis allowed being the 13th that he had permitted this season. It was second most in the Atlantic League. If I can get my computer to cooperate with me, we are going to take a look at that league leaderboard in terms of home runs allowed. See who else is up there. Especially with the Rockers having some big bats coming up here in the fourth inning. Xander Wheel 0 for 1 today. First pitch coming to Wheel. Get the fourth inning underway. Fastball and called strike. Well, I will say, Riley Hovis just broke a 4-way tie. 12 home runs allowed. Stevens has allowed 14, Hovis now 13. Butler, Lamson, and Morris all with 12. Wheel chases that one down and away, and the count 0-2. Thought he put a good swing on the ball his first time up, just got a little bit under it, ended up popping out to left field. But for the most part today, and really yesterday too, not a bad swing from Xander Wheel, just something about the timing maybe looks just a little bit off. 0-2 coming. He swings at this one, lifts it up, right field side. It will get out of play, and the count remains 0-2. Liam O'Sullivan about 15 pitches better than Riley Hovis through 3 innings in terms of pitch count. comes an 0-2. Off speed, hit on the ground to third. Side swiped by Ascanio. Throws on to first in time. And that'll retire Xander Wheel. It was a hot shot that Ascanio first looked like he was right in front of and then kind of fielded it to the glove side. That is the first out of the inning. Here's Adam Taylor. Taylor 1 for 1 with a base hit. DH Quincy Lattimore in the on-deck circle, but first the pitch to Taylor. Pitch number 58 for Hovis. Taylor takes a fastball called strike on the inside corner, and the count 0-1. A base hit for Taylor his last time up, brought the average up over 200, sitting at 214 now. 0-1, high fastball, the count 1-1. Easy take there to pull the count even. Well, the off day tomorrow, pretty much everybody you think is more or less available in the bullpens. Knowing you're going to get a day off tomorrow, but the deeper your starters can go in game 1, more options in game 2 as Taylor takes a strike 1-2. Hovis set, third base side of the rubber. The right-hander looks in, and the 1-2 on the way. Taylor sprays the high fastball foul, left field side and up and out of play. It's a ball and 2 strikes now to Taylor with Lattimore in the on-deck circle. We're tied at 1. Saw some higher scoring earlier this week, but between yesterday and today, pitchers have reigned supreme as Taylor lines this one foul right field side, and the count remains 1-2. Rockers have really been drawing out a couple of these at-bats against Hovis. But still, completing 5 innings in a 7-inning game goes a lot further in terms of your bullpen than completing 5 in a 9-inning game. Both these starters still could get through 5. 1-2 coming. Taylor swings, cracks this one left center field. That's going to split the outfielders and go to the wall. Taylor on his way to second. The throw will be off target, and it is a 1-out double for Adam Taylor. Going the other way with that one and smacking it between Jarrett and Rodriguez. And the Rockers have a runner in scoring position, just their second one tonight. Quincy Lattimore. Lattimore 0 for 1 tonight. We are in game 1 of a doubleheader here at CaroMont Health Park. Game 2 will begin about a half hour following the conclusion of game number 1. Starting pitching matchup, Nick Evangelista and Ian McKinney as Lattimore hit with the off-speed pitch. And that will put runners at first and second for Giovanni Alfonso. This is where Lattimore has to be careful. He said again, can't really run full speed ahead yet. So for the Rockers, hoping just some clean base hits where Lattimore can move up 1 base at a time. A guy who's able to pick up quite a share of clean base hits would be the man at the plate, Giovanni Alfonso. Still hitting over 300 this year, and he takes a fastball strike on the inside corner. 307, the average to be exact. And Hovis steps off. Taylor getting a little adventurous over there at second base, not really being held on by anybody. Rosa creeps in a little, but for the most part, Taylor has free reign over there. Nobody holding Lattimore on either, and Levy's going to go out and talk. Well, while we've got a moment, a reminder, the Rockers back at home on Friday. That is a week from, well, this upcoming Friday. Let's just put it that way. And is July the 15th against Southern Maryland. Fireworks Friday. You can watch the fireworks following the game from the field. Grab your tickets for Friday's game at highpointrockers.com. Rockers have played the Blue Crabs once this year. First the pitch to Alfonso, sprays it foul. The count 0-2. Dropped 2 out of 3, but they were all 3 very close ball games. And I would assume by having pitched today, that would set Liam O'Sullivan up to pitch either game 1 or game 2 of that series, make his home debut. O2 coming to Alfonso. Pops this one up in foul as well as he stays alive. Well, there's 1 out in the inning, and the next pitch for Hovis will be his 15th of just the inning alone. Rockers mounting a little bit of a threat here in the top of the 4th, tied at 1. Go-ahead run is Adam Taylor at second base. Quincy Lattimore is behind him. 0-2 coming to Alfonso, who hits this one high in the air into right field. Jake Skoll racing back. That ball is foul. Alfonso had an opposite field home run if he had straightened it out, but it ends up curling well foul. Really battling nicely here against Hovis. Another 0-2 coming to the Rocker shortstop. Hovis kicks and fires, and Alfonso swings and hits this one in the air to left. Jarrett there. Rodriguez calls him off though, and early Rodriguez puts it away. That is the second out of the 4th inning, and that'll bring up Dakota Mulcahy. Alfonso just got under that one a little bit. Wasn't able to drive it perhaps as much as he'd like. Looks like a little bit of a mist falling right now. Maybe not a heavy one, but it certainly looks like there's a little bit of something. Okay, struck out his first time up. It's just going to be that kind of day here at the ballpark in terms of weather. Swing and a miss there. Couldn't connect on the inside fastball. 0-1. 1 run on 4 hits for High Point. 1-1 for Gastonia. High Point trying to help out Liam O'Sullivan a little bit. Like Austin yesterday, throwing a good game, not a lot to show for it yet. 0-1, and Mulcahy late on the fastball, 0-2. Taylor on second, he can score on a base hit. Quincy Lattimore is at first. Hovis ready with an 0-2. Kicks and fires. Mulcahy takes the high fastball. And the count 1-2. Mulcahy thinking that Hovis may go up there again after he chased the first 2 high. Wasn't going to be fooled a 3rd time. Here comes the 1-2. Hovis delivers off speed low. Tries to change up the line of sight there for Mulcahy. Dakota able to hold off, and the count even now 2-2. Rockers making Hovis work. As As a fastball inside, Mulcahy takes and the count goes full. This is the 5th game of the second half. Rockers 0-4 coming into today's action. However, their last 12 losses, none of them have been by more than 4 runs. High Point's been playing good ball in terms of staying close. Payoff pitch coming to Mulcahy. Hovis fires, runners go, and Mulcahy fouls it off of the head of Stuart Levy. Everybody has to retreat back to where they came from. Hovis averaging almost 19 pitches per inning. The payoff pitch coming here to Mulcahy. This is the 7th pitch of this at-bat. Here comes the 3-2. Runners take off. Mulcahy on the ground to first. Castro will scoop it up. And that's the final out of the inning. Rockers get 2 aboard, and they don't score. To the bottom of the 4th we go. We're halfway home, and we're tied at 1 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the 4th inning, we are tied at 1. Liam O'Sullivan will face the 3, 4, and 5 portion of the Gastonia lineup. Rosa, Jarrett, and Roman. Zach Jarrett's home run, only run on the board for Gastonia so far. 38 pitches for Liam O'Sullivan through his first 3 innings of work. He takes his final warm-up toss, and the Rockers to continue what has been a good start for O'Sullivan, not just today, but a good start in his High Point career, where he has allowed 1 earned run through his first 8 innings. So here's Rosa stepping into the left-hand box now. Rosa rounded out to second his first time up. Start to keep an eye on the Rockers bullpen. You can't imagine Jamie Keefe would let O'Sullivan go much over whatever the predetermined pitch count is. Maybe 4 innings, maybe 5 would be my guess. That pitch is strike, and the count 0-1. Good thing about Liam O'Sullivan, you don't normally see him go super deep into counts. 0-1 coming. That one a little high and tight, and the count goes to 1-1. Two strikeouts today, no walks, 1 hit by pitch. As Rosa adjusts the shin guard on the front leg, that is the right leg. Here comes the 1-1. Off speed, there's a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2 now. Two on the way. O'Sullivan shaking off Mulcahy, then gets the sign he wants. 1-2 coming now. There's a fastball just inside. Doesn't get the call in the count 2-2. You think based on increments, maybe 15 more pitches than his first start, which gives him 19 left in the tank here. Here's the 2-2. Off speed, swing and a miss. Got Rosa to chase it down. Strike 3. That is the third strikeout tonight for Liam O'Sullivan, and that brings up Zach Jarrett. We'll see. Liam O'Sullivan is going to change his game plan here. Yeah, you see Mulcahy setting up down and away. Jarrett hits this one, though, high and deep into left field. That ball is gone. Jarrett's second home run of the game. His 9th of the year. Zach has gotten Liam O'Sullivan twice today. 2-1 Gastonia. So that'll bring up Luis Roman, who struck out his first time. There's only 2 hits that O'Sullivan has given up today. First pitch coming to Roman. Fastball. That's going to miss just up and away in the count 1-0. Well, in between games today, we'll see what we can send you to. My guess is we're going to be limited in terms of options. It may be Charleston and Staten Island. That may be the only choice we have. It's a good game right now, 2-0 in favor of the Ferry Hawks. That pitch is strike to Roman in the count 1-1. Fastball, lined foul, left field side. It'll get out of play, and the count remains, or rather moves to 1-2. In the 5th, High Point will have 9, 1, and 2 coming up. Williamson, Gonzalez, and Ladendorf. 1-2 coming here. That's fouled back, and the count remains 1-2. The 1-2. O'Sullivan gets the sign from Mulcahy. And the righty fires. That's down low. Goes back to the backstop. Mulcahy catches on the rebound. The count goes to 2-2 now. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning of game 1, which means there are still 10 innings of baseball at least to be played today. 5th, 6th, and 7th today in game 1, and then all 7 innings of game 2, if not more. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Another off-speed pitch down. That is the 2nd time Roman has struck out today. That is the 4th strikeout for O'Sullivan. That'll bring up Raider Ascanio now. Ascanio popped up to short his first time up. Sullivan's first pitch off speed. There's a strike, and the count 0-1. Well, of Liam's first 50 pitches, 32 of them have been strikes. A 1 coming. Fastball just up and in, and the count goes to 2-1. Check that, 1-1. 1-1 on the way. O'Sullivan fires, fastball, that one a little low, with the count 2-1. I'll tell you what, very dark here. been gray all day, but it is kind of a darker gray now. Again, not saying that to make anybody feel worried or concerned about not getting the games in tonight, as that pitch in 3-1, but just more to help paint the visual picture of what kind of day we're playing ball in here today. Three and one coming to Roman. O'Sullivan fires, and that's hit high in the air into center. Jay Gonzalez drifting back, but he's in front of the warning track. Now comes in and puts it away for the final out of the inning. But Zach Jarrett gets Liam O'Sullivan again, a solo shot, and the Honey Hunters take a 2-1 lead into the top of the fifth on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the fifth inning, 2-1 Honey Hunters. Gastonia has scored both of theirs on a Zach Jarrett home run, two of them actually, two solo home runs. High Point's lone run, that was a solo home run as well, off the bat of Tyler Ladendorf. So the Rockers find themselves down with their last three offensive at-bats coming up. Williamson, Gonzalez, Ladendorf here in the fifth. Williamson 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. It was a good battle, though, for Cam. We'll see. Perhaps he's picked up on a couple of tendencies from Hovis and maybe picked up on a little bit of confidence that he was able to hang with Riley Hovis in that at-bat as well. Liam O'Sullivan at 55 pitches. Nothing in the Rockers bullpen yet, although in the last commercial break I did see Mike Alino head down that way. So we will see if he comes out for the bottom of the fifth or not. First pitch to Williamson. He'll take a strike and they count 0-1. Rockers a very lefty-heavy team at times this year, at least they can be. Williamson lines this one into right field, his first hit. 2 days in a row, a High Point rookie notches his first professional hit. Let's see if they get that baseball. Albert Gonzalez asking for the ball. I don't think Hovis has seen it yet. There it is, first career hit for Greensboro native Cam Williamson. Being congratulated by Luis Castro over there at first base. So one aboard now for Jay Gonzalez. And that actually got the Gastonia bullpen up. It is, let's check who that is. I believe it's Quentin Torres Costa. Yes, it is. Up in the pen, Jay Gonzalez showed bunt, bunts it foul. The count 0-1. Tying run stands at first with nobody out for High Point. Defense is expecting Gonzalez to bunt after he missed, fouled off the first bunt attempt. 0-1 coming. Gonzalez again squares and bunts this one right in front of the mound. It's actually going to go down the first baseline. Levy's throw is to first, and they just got him by width of an eyelash. Sacrifice bunt there goes 2-3. Actually, it'll go 2-4 as Rosa covered first base. Williamson, though, will go to second on the play. So the Rockers have the tying run in scoring position. High Point 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position tonight. Gastonia has not had an opportunity with runners in scoring position. They've had 3 base runners today. 3 runners reach base. 2 of them solo home runs from Jarrett. The other one, a hit by pitch to Stuart Levy. First pitch to Ladendorf. There's a delayed called strike from Gary Keller, and the count 0-1. And just like that, Levy goes out to talk to Hovis now. Normally after 1 out in the inning, that's when the Rockers get the bullpen up. And nobody is up, so Liam O'Sullivan looks like he's going to try to get through 5. Other than the 2 mistakes to Jarrett, he's pitched well. 0-1 coming to Ladendorf. That pitch down low. Ladendorf leaning at it, but able to hold the bat back in the count. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Torres Costa continues to throw in the bullpen. Jairo Diaz throwing up against the... He is not getting sick. He is throwing the baseball up against the wall. Here's the 1-1. Off speed down and away, and again Ladendorf leaning, but able to keep the bat back in the count. 2-1. Let's pull to Jerry Colemanism. 2-1 on the way to Ladendorf. Jerry Downs in the on-deck circle. And Hovis looks Williamson back to second base. This is really a situation where Rockers running out of opportunities in an offense that hasn't quite been clicking on all cylinders. You got to get this run in from second base, and you got to do it this inning. 2-1 coming. That one down low, blocked up by Levy, and the count 3-1 to Ladendorf. Power behind Downs and Xander Wheel. This inning is setting up for the Rockers to at least have an opportunity to make a statement and really change their fortunes around. If they don't do it here, you kind of feel like it's a missed opportunity. 3-1 coming to Ladendorf. Hovis kicks and fires. Ladendorf takes low, ball 4. Runners on first and second now for Downs. Hovis is at 85 pitches. We'll see if that's it for him. Mauro Gazzo is coming out. He is asking for time. That might, in fact, be the end of the day for Hovis. He's not signaled yet for Torres Costa. Climbs the mound. We'll see what the plan is. As Williamson goes and talks to Albert Gonzalez. Ladendorf talking to Michael Russell over there at first base. It's a golden opportunity for High Point. 2 aboard, 1 out. Some of your big boppers coming up. The big thing you can't have is the double play ball. Now Gazzo signals. Here comes Torres Costa. Riley Hovis done. After 4 1/3 innings pitched. He leaves with 2 runners on base that are both his responsibility. Now you get into the dangerous portion of this Gastonia lineup, or this Gastonia bullpen rather. And with that, we'll step aside, give Torres Costa a chance to warm up on the Rockers Baseball Network. Quentin Torres-Costa in relief of Riley Hovis. Torres-Costa this year 3-2 with a 2.53 ERA. This is his 32nd appearance. 32 innings, 12 walks, 48 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting .213 against him. And he will face Jerry Downs, who's 1 for 2. Yesterday, Downs had a 17-game on-base streak snapped. He gets on base already today, which gives him 18 out of his last 19. First pitch coming. Torres-Costa looks back at Williamson and now steps off. Rockers have the tying run at second. They have the go-ahead run at first, with 1 out in the top of the 5th, but you've got to get Williamson in from third, or in from second base. Regardless of what else happens, you've got to tie the game here in the 5th. Offense needs some sort of momentum going into the later innings. First pitch coming to Downs. Big swing and a miss, and the count 0-1. The thing about Torres-Costa, he kind of has such a sweeping delivery from the left-hand side, and the baseball follows in the similar sweeping motion. Looks like it's going to cover a lot of the strike zone. It ends up out of the zone on the outside. 0-1 coming to Downs. Torres-Costa holds the set, now kicks and fires. Downs takes low in the count 1-1. Downs hitting .280 on the button. Takes off the batting helmet, wipes off the forehead. A little breezy, still going out towards left field. One from Torres-Costa. Williamson inching off of second. Here's the pitch. Downs only able to foul it into the netting towards the Gastonia dugout, and the count is 1-2. Ladendorf also held on first base, able to get a little bit more aggressive of a lead than perhaps he normally would. Xander Wheel in the on-deck circle, another big bat for High Point. 1-2 coming. Down swings, lines this one up the middle. There's a base hit. They're going to hold Williamson at third base. The Rockers have loaded the bases here in the 5th inning with Xander Wheel coming up. Wheel already has 1 grand slam this year. That coming up at Charleston a few weeks ago. 0 for 2 today, though. A fly ball to left field and a ground out to third. He's definitely got pulling the baseball on the mind. Anything but the double play ball, and the Rockers can work with it. Adam Taylor in the on-deck circle. First pitch coming to Wheel. Tying run stands at third. Torres-Costa kicks and fires. It's a high fastball that Wheel only able to foul it off, in the count 0-1. Even a deep enough fly ball to the outfield should be able to get Williamson in from third. Ladendorf at second, Downs at first. He's got a 2-hit game. Rockers 6 hits on the game. One coming. Torres-Costa holds the set now, kicks and fires. Wheel takes down and away, and the count 1-1. A good take for Xander. That's a pitch that sometimes you'll see him go after. Able to hold off on that one, though, in the count 1-1. From Torres-Costa, set at the belt. The lefty kicks and fires. Off speed, just off of the plate. Levy holding the frame there, doesn't get the call from Gary Keller, and it puts Xander Wheel ahead in the count 2-1. Looking at it, looks like about a half baseball outside. Close pitch, but a good call. On the way to Wheel. He swings and fouls the high fastball off, and you can see the look on Xander's face. That was the pitch he should have done damage with. Only able to foul it off, though, in the count 2-2. heavier of a miss now, it looks like. Fans starting to kind of work their way up a little bit into some more protective seating. The Rockers, though, don't come back and win this game. I think you pointed this situation right here. Bases loaded, 1 out, is the reason they weren't able to get it done. Here's the 2-2. Off speed, Meal pokes it in the air to right. Skull going towards the line, and it is a foul ball. Jake Skull wasn't able to get to that one, ran a little bit out of space, but potentially maybe a good thing he didn't catch it if you're a Gastonia fan. That was definitely deep enough to bring Williamson in. So we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, pitch number 6 of this at-bat. Whereas Costa with another 2-2. High Point looking to tie it up. Off speed, grounded foul, third base side. Wheel stays alive. 1 run on 6 hits, no errors for High Point. 2-2-0 the line score for Gastonia. Those 2 runs and 2 hits. A pair of solo home runs from Jarrett. As Costa is set, and a 2-2 on the way to Wheel. Lefty fires a fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. And there are 2 outs here in the 5th for Adam Taylor, who's 2 for 2. Rockers looking for the base hit. Runners will be going on contact, so a hit should be able to bring Williamson in. But as we've seen, High Point's offense struggle a little bit in the later innings recently, so Taylor, who's already hit the ball hard twice today, they're going to have to ask him to come through one more time. Two coming to Taylor. Fastball, that's down and away, and the count 1-0. Torres Costa came in with 2 aboard. Put 1 more on, but also was recorded an out. So we hang in the balance here. As that pitch down and away, 2-0. 1 out away from getting out of the inning, but the Rockers 1 base away, tying this game up. Does look like there's a little bit of precipitation, not anything heavy, but it does start to be a little bit more noticeable, I think. Comes a 2-0. Taylor fouls that one off. The count 2-1. Actually now see an umbrella being opened up about 4 rows behind the plate, behind the left-hand batter's box. Just kind of a wispy precipitation. Again, nothing really serious. Nobody really concerned about it. Here comes the 2-1. Fastball outside. Oh no, it's a late called strike. That was a very delayed strike from Gary Keller. And the count 2-2. Adam Taylor going to have to protect here. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Here comes the 2-2. That's down low, good take. And the count goes full. Looking at that last one, though, Taylor was not happy with. Looks like it did catch the zone. A good call by Keller, and the count goes full. Williamson at third base, the tying run. Payoff pitch coming. Fastball hit on the ground towards third. A diving snag there by Ascanio, drops the baseball. Williamson scores. We're tied up at 2. Raider Ascanio slid, caught the ball, but looks like he might have dropped it on the transfer. We're tied at 2. The bases remain loaded for Quincy Lattimore. We'll see how that ends up getting scored. Looks like he might have been thinking about going to second base on the play. Doesn't matter where he ended up going. The important thing that matters as the Rockers have tied it up. Everybody else moved up one. So here's Lattimore now. First pitch. There's a called strike on the outside corner. And the count 0-1. Lattimore today 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch. Still waiting on the scoring there. Whether Adam Taylor gets an infield base hit, which I think he will, but I don't want to speculate and be proven wrong. Swing and a miss there. Count 0-2 to Lattimore. The important thing, the Rockers have tied it. Have an opportunity to take the lead potentially. Lattimore able to get something going here with the count 0-2. Torres Costa set 0-2 on the way. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Torres Costa leaves the bases loaded, but the Rockers do get one to tie it. We are in a 2-2 ball game now as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Rockers will send Liam O'Sullivan back out for the 5th. We'll get a official ruling on that scoring as soon as we have it. Bottom of the 5th coming up next, though, on the Rockers Baseball Network. Well, we are still waiting on official scoring on the ball that Adam Taylor put into play. But the important thing, the Rockers have tied it up. Liam O'Sullivan facing 7, 8, 9 here. Skoll, Castro, and Levy here in the bottom of inning number 5. Jake Skoll 0 for 1, Castro 0 for 1, Levy hit by a pitch. This ought to be O'Sullivan's final inning of work. Another good outing, only the 2 mistake pitches, the solo home runs allowed to Zach Jarrett. But again, we'll keep an eye out for those and we'll let you know what they end up deciding on the Adam Taylor ball. My tentative guess is it's an infield base hit with an RBI, but we will see. First pitch coming to Skoll. That's going to miss away, the count 1-0. And the good thing for the Rockers, being able to give the the bullpen a little more time off as that pitch just outside 2-0. And there it is. It's a base hit for Adam Taylor. A 3-hit game, his 5th run batted in. So the Rockers now 2 runs on 7 hits. 2 runs on 2 hits for Gastonia. 2-0 coming, swing and a miss. O'Sullivan pulled the string on that one, and Skoll could not connect. High Point's bullpen yesterday, Mock, Bradford, and Rincon all through an inning of work. That one just misses, count 3-1. I think as soon as somebody gets on base, it may see the bullpen start to crank up for High Point. 3-1 coming to Skoll. O'Sullivan fires. That is low, ball 4. That is the first walk allowed. And now Giovanni Alfonso is saying something. I think I'm not sure if I missed somebody getting tossed or what. Jamie Keefe talking to home plate umpire Gary Keller right now. Giovanni Alfonso is extremely upset over there at shortstop. But I'm going to be honest, I looked down at my scorecard when it happened, so I'm not exactly sure what he was directing it at. Alfonso is unhappy with, looks like home plate umpire Gary Keller. But he will head back to his position. Ladendorf heads back to his. And that also got the bullpen up for High Point. It is right-hander Jonathan Crawford. So here's Castro, bounced out to third his first time up. Here comes the first pitch. And timeout called now. So we're tied at 2. Tying run is at first, or go-ahead run rather, is at first base. Nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. Runner goes. That pitch fouled off. Get this game in today. We're not worried about that necessarily, but kind of a fitting end to the week. A damp and overcast day. We already saw a couple of games affected by weather. A couple games at Truist Point Wednesday and Thursday. It rained after the game. Check over to first base on Skoll. He's back in safely. Jake Skoll has stolen 18 bases this year, so O'Sullivan certainly keeping an eye on him. Next pitch will be his 62nd. Thought he would go about 60 today. Here comes an 0-1 to Castro. And timeout again called at the plate. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. We're tied at 2. Here comes an 0-1 to Castro. Another check over to first base. Skoll back in safely. O'Sullivan giving Crawford a chance to warm up a little bit more out there. William knows his job. Get out who you can and stall for Crawford. 0-1. That's down low. Scooped up by Mulcahy. Quickly gets up. And Jake Skoll stays at first base. So the count 1 ball, 1 strike now. Well, surely with this mist that's going on right now, makes the baseball a little harder to grip. Not just for pitchers, but position players as well. So on a ground ball here, a Rockers infielder really needs to be sure of the grip. Got to get 1 out at least. 1-1 on the way to Castro. O'Sullivan fires. There's a strike on the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. O'Sullivan gets the sign for Mulcahy. Shakes off Mulcahy, actually. Now comes set. Another check over to first base on Skoll. And once again, Jake Skoll back in safely. Middle infield is in that double play positioning for High Point. Xander Wheel at third base, crowding the third base line. Here comes the 1-2. That's going to hit him. O'Sullivan hits him with a 78-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. And so Skoll heads down to second. Castro to first And Jamie Keefe comes out. I think that's going to be the end of the day. Trainer Joe Geck coming out there as well. O'Sullivan, hand on his hip. Obviously, you got to be careful with a guy who's just making his second appearance. Jamie Keefe does take the baseball. And that's it for Liam O'Sullivan. We certainly hope there's no physical issue there for the right-hander. He looks solid today in his second Rockers start, but they will turn it over to Jonathan Crawford now. So Crawford comes in. We'll step aside. Gastonia threatening here in the bottom of the fifth with a walk and a hit by pitch. We'll get you Crawford's information when we come back on the Rockers Baseball Network. So the Rockers head to the bullpen. Jonathan Crawford is in relief of Liam O'Sullivan. Crawford on the year, no record, 2.45 the ERA, 23rd appearance, 22 walks, 36 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 135 against him. In the situation right now, runners at first and second for Gastonia. Skoll at second, Castro at first with nobody out. The reason you bring in Crawford, you need a couple of strikeouts. Crawford, the guy that can get them for you. We never closed the book on Riley Hovis. Let's go ahead and do that. 4 1/3 innings pitched, 2 runs, both earned, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 1 home run allowed. Liam O'Sullivan is responsible for both runners on base right now. And with nobody out, Jonathan Crawford's going to have to figure out a way to keep them from scoring. I think that they have determined that O'Sullivan was removed due to injury because Jonathan Crawford is getting as much time as he needs to throw here. But appears to be good to go. Again, I can't speculate. O'Sullivan, I thought at one point put his hand on his lower back, but we don't. There was no really visible evidence of him grabbing at an arm or anything like that, so all I'm going to say is an apparent injury. We'll leave it at that. Corners crashing in, first pitch high. And the count 1-0 to Levy, who is showing bunt. Well, the catcher, Mulcahy, left to throw down to first base. Luis Castro ran back in, covering his head. Downs coming crashing in again from first base. Levy again squares, bunts this one towards third. Crawford picks it up. His only play is going to be to first base on the sacrifice bunt. So 2 runners in scoring position now on the bunt that goes 1-4. Skoll goes to third. And Castro goes to second. So runners at second and third for Hurley Rodriguez, who is 0 for 2. crucial situation for Crawford. This is a guy you really want to strike out here. Think about times where a strikeout would be necessary. I think this qualifies as one of those situations. First pitch coming to Rodriguez. Swing and a miss, high fastball. And the count 0-1 rather. Infield has come in for High Point. Wheel at third, Alfonso at short, Ladendorf at second, Downs at first. Everybody trying to cut down Jake Skoll if possible. Crawford ready with the 0-1. Righty fires, high fastball at 89. Okay, bluffs a throw down. Hangs on to the baseball, count 1-1. Just a consistent missed persisting, although I do kind of get the feeling visibility not quite as great as it was earlier. One coming. Fastball, swing and a miss. A little half-hearted effort there. And the count 1-2 now. Strikeout here goes a long way. You can put your defense back in normal positioning. There's no productive out like a sacrifice fly or anything after that, so Crawford coming in a big situation. Wind is blowing a little left to right. Check that, right to left. Towards the left field seating area, you can see it. The flag also blowing heavily that way. Here comes the 1-2. Crawford, deep breath. Here's the pitch. That's down low. Blocked up by Mulcahy, and it gets away. Mulcahy picks it up, but it's going to be a wild pitch on Jonathan Crawford. Gastonia takes a 3-2 lead. A wild pitch from Jonathan Crawford. He leads the team in wild pitches, so add another one. That is his 10th. So the infield remains in as they have got to keep now Luis Castro, who's at third base, from scoring with one out. Two-two coming from Crawford. Holds the set at the chest, kicks and fires. Fastball hit deep right field side, foul. And the count remains 2-2. You look at the mound, and you see that the strip with the rubber on it, a little bit of a lighter red color than the surrounding circular portion of the mound. They did replace that central strip earlier today before the game. Maybe the landing zone started to be a little worn down or what, but it's a new rubber section of the mound as Crawford fires a fastball high. The count goes full to Rodriguez. Jack Reinheimer in the on-deck circle for Gastonia. One out here, bottom of the fifth. Payoff pitch coming. Crawford set. Fires a fastball. Popped up foul. Left field side, out of play. Well, this has been back and forth. Gastonia took the lead. High Point tied it up. Gastonia took the lead. High Point tied it up. Gastonia immediately took the lead back here in the fifth. Another 3-2 coming. And Rodriguez asks for time. This bottom of the fifth inning, no pace whatsoever. Here comes a 3-2 to Rodriguez. Crawford fires, low, ball 4. Runners at the corners. That'll bring up Jack Reinheimer 0 for 2. So you'll see a little bit of a shift here, not the shift, but a shift in defensive positioning in the sense that the Rockers middle infield will move back into double play depth now. Corners still playing up. Middle infield looking for that double play ball with Rodriguez at first base, Reinheimer the batter. Check over to first base. Rodriguez back in. Early at first, Castro at third. First pitch coming. That's down in the dirt, blocked up by Mulcahy. And the count 1-0. Jonathan Crawford, control has just not been there for him this year. 11 pitches, 5 strikes, and the wild pitch that has broken the 2-2 tie. Coming. That's a strike up at the top of the zone, and the count 1-1. High Point has just gotten the bullpen up. I'll tell you who that is in just a moment. First, the 1-1 off-speed strike on the outside corner, 1-2. Rockers bullpen. It is Nathan Bates down in the bullpen. Runner goes, that pitch misses. The throw down from Mulcahy, not in time. A stolen base by Rodriguez. That is his 14th. Runners at second and third, double play gone, which means the Rockers infield probably going to play in again all the way around. They do. Everybody comes back in. 2-2 coming to Reinheimer. Crawford fires, fastball down and away, and the count goes full again. Bates working quickly in the High Point bullpen. Nobody up throwing in Gastonia, as this has been a long rest for Quentin Torres-Costa. (3-2). That's down low. Gets away from Mulcahy. Comes right back to him, though. It's just a bases-loaded walk, and Gastonia catches a break. Castro started taking off for home, but the ball came right back to Mulcahy. And now the bases are loaded for Joseph Rosa, 0 for 2. I don't think Nathan Bates is ready yet. Honey Hunters are winning despite only 2 hits. 3 runs on 2 hits. Rockers 2 runs on 7 hits. Infield remains in, except for the middle. Starting to drift back a little bit. First pitch to Rosa, a strike. Count 0-1. Castro at third. Rodriguez at second. And Ryan first. In the 6th inning, we'll take a look at our historical player spotlight. First the 0-1 here, though. That's fouled off, and the count 0-2. High Point's offense has not really been able to string together multiple runs, so you've got to be able to keep this a 1-run deficit. Until High Point's offense finds their footing, you got to keep it close. 0-2 to Rosa. That's down low. He almost went, but did not. And the count 1-2. Joseph Rosa, one of 3 Honey Hunters who not reached today yet. Rosa, Roman, and Ascanio. One-two coming. Crawford holds the set and fires. Fastball down and in, 2-2. Runner at third base is the responsibility of Liam O'Sullivan, which means that until this inning ends or he scores, you can't close the book on Liam yet. Here's the 2-2. Fastball lined into right field, a base hit. One run comes in and scores. That's going to be it. They will hold Rodriguez at third base. An RBI base hit for Joseph Rosa, his 55th run batted in. And another rough outing for Jonathan Crawford here out of the bullpen. Jamie Keefe is going to come out, and the Rockers will go to their third pitcher of the inning. Now 4-2 Gastonia. So Zach Jarrett will come up, already hitting 2 home runs today. Close the book on O'Sullivan now. The final line, 4 innings, 4 runs all earned, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 2 home runs allowed. Jonathan Crawford is done after only retiring 1 hitter, and that hitter was a sacrifice bunt. So we'll head to the bullpen. Nathan Bates comes in with the bases loaded and 1 out. Rockers down 2 now in the bottom of the 5th on the Rockers Baseball Network. Rough outing for Jonathan Crawford. His outing, sacrifice bunt, walk, single, plus a wild pitch. And he'll give way to Nathan Bates now. Bates on the year, 1-0, 4.05 the ERA. This is his 13th appearance. 4 walks, 15 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .288 against him. The situation he inherits, not exactly an ideal one. Bases loaded, and the Rockers are down by 2. It is 4-2, 1 out here in the inning. And Zach Jarrett, who's already hit a pair of home runs today, is the batter. So, here we go. Jarrett steps in. Bates comes set. First pitch on the way to Jarrett. Fastball. There's a strike, and the count 0-1. Crawford responsible, obviously, for all 3 runners on base. I'll give you those numbers once they become finalized. That fastball popped up. First base side, out of play, count 0-2. The 5th inning, between the top and the bottom, 3 runs have been scored, which is not that much. But this inning has taken 40 minutes, including the top and bottom. That's 0-2 coming. Jarrett fouls this one off. Straight back, and the count remains 0-2. Bates set, 0-2 on the way. And the righty fires, fastball. Jarrett lines it into center field. Gonzalez will make the catch. But coming in and scoring is Rodriguez on the sacrifice fly, and it's 5-2. That is the third RBI of the game for Jarrett. Coming in and scoring Rodriguez. Reinheimer holds at second, which holds Rosa at first. So here comes Luis Roman, who has struck out twice today. Rockers in jeopardy of dropping what would be their fifth game of the fifth half, or of the second half. First pitch misses 1-0. Some of these games feel like they've taken a couple of halves. 1-0 coming to Roman. 2 outs now in the bottom of the fifth. Rockers down by 3. Bates comes set, 1-0 on the way. Swung on, high fly ball, shallow left, coming in Williamson. And that will finish the fifth inning. The Honey Hunters score 3. They break the tie and give themselves a little insurance. They lead it 5-2 as we head to the sixth inning of play in the Rockers Baseball Network. Quentin Torres-Costa back out here at the top of the sixth inning. Rockers have 7, 8, and 9 coming up. That is Alfonso, Mulcahy, and Williamson. We can finish the line on Crawford. A third of an inning, gave up just 1 run because Nathan Bates was able to bail him out. 2 walks, 1 hit. And Nathan Bates inherited 3 runners. Only 1 of them came in and scored. That was the sacrifice fly. The Rockers may elect to stick with him in the sixth inning. But now for High Point, 7, 8, 9 up. Alfonso, Mulcahy, and Williamson. Rockers all of a sudden find themselves down 3. Got to figure out how to get something going again. First pitch coming to Alfonso. Torres-Costa fires, and Alfonso takes a strike. Gio today 0 for 2. This has been a long game. We're trending at a 3-hour game for just a 7-inning contest, and we still have a second one to play. Alfonso swings, lines this one right field, a base hit. Gets the sixth inning started right, and that'll bring up Dakota Mulcahy now. First pitch coming to Mulcahy, who's 0 for 2 today. Torres-Costa fires. Mulcahy takes a fastball strike on the inside corner. Euclides Layer is up in the bullpen for the Honey Hunters. Torres-Costa set 0-1 on the way. Okay, under it, loops it into shallow center. Reinheimer calling for it. Makes the catch. So 1 out in the 6th inning. That'll bring up Cam Williamson 1 for 2. Top of the lineup on deck, and Jay Gonzalez. Rockers down 3 despite out hitting Gastonia 8-3 right now. Torres Costa delivers first pitch, fastball strike. So if Williamson can slap one over the right field side, much like his first pro hit his last time up. 0-1 on the way. Fastball down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. Well, our historical player spotlight in game 1 today. Again, we have decided to branch out a little bit. This one from Charlotte, North Carolina, as Ray Durham was yesterday, but we go back to a little bit of a different time frame. Here's the 1-1. That's down and away, 2-1. This guy played infield for the Cincinnati Reds 1964 to 1971, then went to the Astros, bounced around a little bit between the Pirates and the Red Sox before hanging it up in 1977. This is Tommy Helms. Charlotte, North Carolina, played high school ball in Mecklenburg High School. 81 years young, Mr. Helms, today. It's not his birthday, but that is how old he is. As that pitch down low, and the count 3-1. Not much of a power hitter, a career high of 9 home runs in 1966. He won Rookie of the Year honors that year with Cincinnati, hitting .284, 9 home runs, 49 batted in. Was a 2-time All-Star, a 2-time Gold Glover. Backs it left field side. It'll go out of play, and the count full. Tommy Helms also, his minor league time, played a little bit in the Sally League, a little bit in the Pacific Coast League. Following the conclusion of his playing career, managed briefly. 3-2 coming here. Williamson again fouls it off third base side. In 1988, came in and managed the final middle 17 games with the Cincinnati Reds, was 12-15. The next year came in and finished the season for Cincinnati, and the Reds 16-21 that year at the age of 48. So Tommy Helms, our historical player spotlight in game 2 of this series. Another 3-2 to Williamson, hits it on the ground right to Reinheimer, flips it to second for 1. That's all they're going to get. It was kind of an awkward flip from Reinheimer. I think the ball might have stuck on him a little bit. Alfonso out at first, or out at second rather. So runner on first base, 2 outs now. Jay Gonzalez, who's 0 for 2. Again, game 2 following about a half hour after the conclusion of this one. Nick Evangelista for the Rockers, Ian McKinney getting the ball for Gastonia. Luckily the mist is lightened up now. Looks like it's pretty much stopped completely at the time being as Gonzalez takes, and that misses ball 1. Again, as we said, not really an issue tonight. It's just kind of going to be there off and on through the course of the evening. 1-0 coming to Gonzalez. Torres Costa fires, and Gonzalez late on the high fastball, count 1-1. The bottom of the 6th, we'll take another look at the Atlantic League scoreboard, see what else is going on. Everybody else just about finished, if they're not already finished. Is that pitch a called strike? 1-2. Williamson takes his lead off the first, 1-2 on the way. Torres Costa holds the set, timeout called. So Nathan Bates will come back out to pitch the 6th inning. Retired the only 2 hitters he faced in the 5th. 1-2 coming to Gonzalez. He hits this one weakly on the ground towards short. Reinheimer scoops it up and bobbles the ball. Everybody's going to be safe. That'll be a base hit for Jay Gonzalez. Rocker's 9th hit of the game. And that brings up Tyler Ladendorf now. Morogazo is coming out. I think that may be the end of the day for Torres Costa. They may be electing to go to Euclides Laer here. Torres Costa an inning and a third. And he will... He's not made the call to the bullpen yet. He takes the baseball now, so we'll step aside and let Laer come and take his warm-up tosses. Rockers 2 on, 2 outs in the 6th inning on the Rockers Baseball Network. In relief of Quentin Torres Costa. Laer on the season. It's been a good one. 2-0, .87 the ERA. 22nd appearance. 8 walks, 16 strikeouts. And opponents hitting 192 against him. Here's Tyler Ladendorf today. 1 for 2 with a home run. First pitch, fastball, called strike. And the count 0-1. Torres Costa responsible for both runners aboard. Runner at second is Williamson. Runner at first is Gonzalez. Fastball, there's a called strike. And the count 0-2. That Gonzalez one, it says official scoring pending. If that's not a base hit, I don't know what is. Reinheimer did bobble the ball, but Gonzalez was going to beat that out easily. Two coming to Ladendorf, off speed outside. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. I don't know that the Rockers, I assume potentially could see Jesus Balaguer again. They saw him yesterday, but if they don't get a run in here, it could be in trouble heading into the final inning. 1-2 coming. Ladendorf thought about offering, didn't. The count 2-2. A base hit or something into the gap to get 1 run in. 2-2 coming. Fastball popped up foul, and it will get out of play. One of the big things about Tyler Ladendorf, you can throw inside. He's able to keep his hands so far in, and he can turn on that ball and still be able to hit it with a lot of authority down the left field side. 2-2 coming. Off speed, nubs it foul, first base side. Ladendorf really started to swing a little bit early there and was able to just slow it down enough. Just be able to make contact with that ball. 2-2 still. 2-2, off speed, down and away. Ladendorf has worked the count full. This is a big league at bat right here. Williamson at second, Gonzalez at first. Here comes the 3-2. Ladendorf takes it, ball 4. And that will load him up for Jerry Downs. Ladendorf's second walk of the game. Moves Gonzalez to second, Williamson to third. Here comes Jerry Downs. Downs today 2 for 3. First pitch coming to Downs, and that misses ball 1. Still waiting on the scoring on that Gonzalez one again. That has to be a base hit. 1-0 coming to Downs. Rockers trying to get something going with 2 outs here in the 6th of a 7-inning game. Downs grounds it right to second. Rosa on to first, final out of the inning. That's the epitome of frustrating. Rockers load the bases, they don't score. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Gastonia leads it 5-2 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Well, Nathan Bates back out for High Point, facing 6, 7, and 8. That is Ascanio, Skoll, and Castro. Rockers down 5-3. Raider Ascanio 0 for 2 so far tonight. Think about the way the Rockers just left the bases loaded. 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They have left 10 runners on base, and they have out-hit Gastonia 9-3. Did talk to the official scorer in that half inning. They did give Jay Gonzalez a base hit. So here is Raider Ascanio. First pitch from Bates, fastball, just misses up, and the count 1-0. High fastball there. Escanio pops it up. Shortstop Alfonso makes the catch. And that's the first out of the inning. Brings up Jake Skoll. 0 for 1 is also walked and scored. Part of that 3-run 5th inning. And it looks like Jesus Balaguer is up in the bullpen for Gastonia. Well, hey, the good thing about that, Balaguer pitches this game. Probably not available for the second one. That would have been 3 games in a row. First pitch misses ball 1. Fastball, strike at the knees, count 1-1. Well, if the Rockers don't come back in the 7th inning, they get out of this game having only used 2 relievers, Crawford and Bates. Yesterday, they used Mott, Bradford, and Rincon. Curveball, strike, and the count 1-2. So you look at which guys maybe didn't pitch yesterday and today as being the first ones out. In the second game, Ryan Dull would be available. John Hayes, Bryce Hensley, Joe Johnson. 1-2, curveball, low, couldn't get Skoll to chase. 2-2. That one fouled off, and the count remains 2-2. One out, bottom of the 6th inning of a 7-inning game. Skoll lines this one up the middle, a base hit. That is Gastonia's 4th hit of the game. 1 out single, that brings up Luis Castro, 0 for 1. Rockers have another opportunity to try to turn a double play. Valley continues to throw. Rockers have Wheel, Taylor, and Lattimore, the 3 hitters coming up in the top of the 7th. Runner goes. That pitch grounded foul. Hot shot into the Gastonia bullpen, and the count 0-1. One coming to Castro. Bates checks over to first base. That throw almost got away from Downs, but he snags it. Missed his beginning again here. It's kind of been apparent and on, but never really completely going away. Just as lightened and intensified. Another throw over to first base, and again, Skoll back in safely. This has just been a weather-affected week. We were shortened on Friday, shortened on Thursday. Let's try this again. Shortened on Tuesday. Rained a little bit post-game on Wednesday, Thursday. Didn't affect the game itself. It did rain in High Point. This one popped up into center, left center. Cam Williamson, the left fielder there, and makes the catch. 2nd out of the inning. And that brings up Stuart Levy, who's been hit by a pitch today and laid down a sacrifice bunt, so no at-bats yet today. So that happened Wednesday and Thursday. Friday we were shortened, and in fact the game postponed. We only got about an inning and a half in. And then yesterday, it rained about an hour before the game started and ended up starting about 20 minutes late. First pitch coming here to Levy. Fastball, lines it into left field, a base hit. Skoll goes to second. Big turn. Now he's heading to third. Williamson fires this one off. Runners at the corners for Hurley Rodriguez. Jake Skoll and Cam Williamson playing a little cat and mouse there, whether or not Skoll would try for third. Strong throw from Williamson, just to the wrong side of third base. Threw it more into foul territory side. They can throw on the other side and wheel the ball into the body of Jake Skoll, and I think you get him out. Here's Hurley Rodriguez, who is 0 for 2 today, has also walked and scored. First pitch coming from Bates, fastball in, the count 1-0. Probably before too long, we'll start to see game 2 starters in the bullpen. 1-0 coming. Bates holds the set, now fires fastball, hit deep, right field, and foul. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hurley Rodriguez. Balaguer making the occasional warm-up pitch in the Gastonia bullpen. Mist continuing to fall, and I think visibility slowly becoming a bit of an issue again. Not terrible yet, but you can certainly see how if it keeps up, could come into play maybe in the later game. Here's the 1-1, off speed, swing and a miss. Good pitch there by Bates. And the count goes to 1-2. Loss would drop the Rockers to 1-11 against Gastonia this year. One-two coming. Curveball again. That's strike 3. Looking down goes Rodriguez. And that's it for Gastonia in the 6th. They put a couple of guys aboard. They don't score. And we will head to the top of the 7th inning. Rockers need 3 to tie on the Rockers Baseball Network.
All right, folks, if you're ready to have some fun, it's time to get on there.
Jesus Balaguer coming in relief of Euclidis Layer, who retired the only hitter that he faced. And Balaguer comes in 0-2 with a 2.67 earned run average, 15 saves and 17 opportunities, 14 walks, 40 strikeouts, and opponents hitting 193 against him. High Point down to their last gasp here in Game 1. They'll face Balaguer with their 4-6 portion of the lineup. That's Xander Wheel, Adam Taylor, and Quincy Lattimore. High Point is out hit Gastonia 9-5, but the Honey Hunters using a couple of solo home runs from Zach Jarrett, a wild pitch, a sacrifice fly, and an RBI single. 4 hits there for Gastonia, and that's really the story of the game up to this point. We'll take our final look at the Atlantic League scoreboard, get you caught up on everything else around the Atlantic League. Everybody else is finished, including a 9-inning game in Staten Island that just took 2 hours and 24 minutes to complete. Us, on the other hand, we are at 2 hours and 45 minutes, and we're in the top of the 7th. Lancaster takes down the Genomes 10-4. Lexington over Long Island 3-2. York over Southern Maryland 7-3. And Staten Island takes down Charleston 4-1. So with York's victory today, the Rockers the only team to not win a game yet in the second half. So here's Xander Wheel to lead things off. Wheel struck out with the bases loaded in his last time up. A big missed opportunity for High Point then. First pitch from Balaguer, a fastball high. And you know, interestingly enough, Balaguer faced Xander Wheel last night, struck him out looking, but sailed the first pitch up about head high, almost as far in as that pitch was there. 1-0 coming. Adam Taylor in the on-deck circle. Balaguer fires, fastball. Wheel fouls it straight back in the count 1-1. Again, game 2 of this doubleheader to begin 30 minutes after the conclusion of game 1. Rockers post-game show will be a quick wrap-up from today. Here comes the 1-1. Off speed, a called strike at the bottom of the zone. And the count 1-2. Mist starting to pick up again and starting to blow right to left again. Everybody sitting on the left field side getting a face full of it right now. 1-2 coming to Wheel. Balaguer fires the fastball and Wheel takes high. The count 2-2. Well, with the conclusion of this game, nobody else will be playing. Obviously, everyone else finished, so we will have some filler content for you in the half hour between games 1 and games 2. The 2-2 fastball. Wheel grounds it weakly towards third base. Balaguer's going to barehand it, though, and throw to first. An athletic play by the Gastonia closer, Jesus Balaguer, to barehand the slow chopper and throw out Xander Wheel. Here's Adam Taylor, 3 for 3 today with an RBI. And so Taylor putting together a 3-hit game. First pitch coming to Taylor. Balaguer kicks and fires at the fastball, and Taylor fouls it off. Count 0-1. I don't think the second game, if this picks up, may not be quite as well attended. Kind of feels like an early spring weather day right now. Temperature continuing to drop as well. So Taylor takes low. And the count 1-1. It is cool, and I am regretting not bringing my jacket today. 68 degrees right now. Although you look at the radar and it doesn't show anything. It has just been a persistent mist. 1-1 coming. Balaguer fires a high fastball, 2-1. Rockers and Michael Martinez in the on-deck circle. Quincy Lattimore was 0 for 2. Taylor under it, pops it up in the infield. Reinheimer there, makes the catch, and that is the second out of the inning. Rockers down to their final out, and Michael Martinez will be the pinch hitter. Michael Martinez on the season, hitting .280, 2 home runs, 18 batted in. Michael Martinez stepping out, getting himself a moment. Balaguer, unlike yesterday where he used the swing and miss stuff, so far pitching to contact in the top of the 7th. Giovanni Alfonso in the on-deck circle as precipitation continues to increase, visibility decreasing slightly. Fastball, Martinez to shallow center. Rodriguez coming in, slides, can't make the catch. Michael Martinez with a pinch hit single, and the Rockers stay in the top Giovanni Alfonso coming up. Alfonso today 1 for 3, and that is High Point's 10th hit of the game. So the Rockers down to their last out. Tying run would be on deck in Dakota Mulcahy. They faced Balaguer Thursday night down by 3. They only got 2 back. First pitch coming to Alfonso. Balaguer fires, and it's a slider down. Alfonso whips at it, and the count 0-1. Nick Evangelista looking to bounce back after a rough outing his last time up. Well, let me rephrase. It was a tale of 2 outings for Evangelista. Didn't give up a hit for the first 3 or so innings, and then ran into trouble in the 4th and 5th. We want to see the first half of that start again here tonight. Here's the 0-1. Fastball low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Alfonso. Balaguer asking for a new baseball, gets it from home plate umpire Gary Keller. Ian McKinney making the start for Gastonia. We saw him on Friday. He was the scheduled starter of that game. But obviously, because he didn't throw that many pitches, they're able to bring him back out 2 days later. Here comes the 1-1. High fastball, and Alfonso sprays it foul. Count moves to 1-2. Just to introduce him to you a little bit, this would be his 6th appearance, his 4th start, 11 walks. So whereas the game plan was to be aggressive with Riley Hovis, the game plan with McKinney is to be patient. Here comes the 1-2 to Alfonso. Balaguer holds the set and fires high fastball, and Alfonso stays alive. Martinez takes his lead off of first. Alfonso has worked to count 2-2. Balaguer set 2-2 on the way. Mulcahy in the on-deck circle should the inning continue. He kicks and fires fastball, and Alfonso stays alive, fouling it off of Stuart Levy. These 2 teammates with High Point last year. Alfonso and Levy looking at the mask. Stuart Levy has the single season record for the Rockers, most home runs hit by a catcher with 11. Really went through a big streak of doubles, extra base hits, but mostly doubles the end of June of last year. Two coming. Balaguer comes set. Martinez off of first base. And Balaguer fires fastball. Martinez Alfonso rather, swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll do it. Rockers drop game 1 of the doubleheader. Final score is 5-2. We still have another one to go, so we'll step aside, wrap this one up on the Rockers postgame show next on the Rockers Baseball Network. Welcome into the Rockers post-game show. The Rockers Baseball Network, High Point Falls in Game 1. Final score 5-2. Gastonia took a 1-0 lead in the second, a home run by Zach Jarrett. Rockers tied it up with a home run by Ladendorf in the third. Jarrett's second home run of the game made it 2-1 Gastonia. Rockers get one back on the infield base hit from Adam Taylor to make it a 2-2 ball game. In the fifth inning, though, bottom of the fifth inning, ran into trouble. Liam O'Sullivan, a walk and a hit by pitch. He was relieved by Jonathan Crawford. A sacrifice bunt, a walk, and a wild pitch brought a run in to score. Another walk and then an RBI single by Rosa. And a sacrifice fly from Zach Jarrett gave the Honey Hunters a 5-2 lead, which they held the rest of the way. So we're about 30 minutes or so away from Game 2. We're going to step aside, and nobody else is playing right now, so we're going to send you back out to a game from earlier this season. High Point Rockers let's go back to that 8-game winning streak, I think. We'll pick out a game from there, and we'll send that to you here down the airways. Just a reminder, Game 2 in about 30 minutes, so check back in with us at about 7:45 Eastern. We should have starting lineups right about then, and first pitch of Game 2. Rockers drop Game 1 5-2, but hey, more baseball right around the corner. Again, 7:45. Check back in with us if you've not heard anything on social media or otherwise up until that point. So we will talk with you again very shortly. Rockers drop Game 2, but hey, Game 1, but a quick turnaround and a chance to wipe that one from memory and get back at it here in about a half hour on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Keeping the Legends off the board, picking up his fifth strikeout of the game at the top of the eighth, and then in the bottom of the eighth inning, it's Quincy again. A sacrifice fly to right field scores Johnny Field. Rockers take a 2-1 lead. And in the top of the ninth inning, Brian Dole would come in and wrap this one up. The Rockers win it 2-1, the final score, taking Game 1 of the weekend series. Well, it's Pride Night at the ballpark, and while the Rockers embrace inclusivity and baseball for all, one place we don't encourage inclusivity is the top of the standings. There can only be one first-place team, and the Rockers are chasing the Gastonia Honey Hunters, and they're running out of time. Good evening, everyone. Kendrick Fruits here from High Point, North Carolina. Truest Point as we get set for today's game between the High Point Rockers and the Lexington Legends. Austin Glorious kicks and fires. First pitch, a called strike inside corner to Dwight Smith Jr., and we are underway at 6:37 here on a Saturday evening. 0-1 is swung on, and that's fouled off, and the count quickly is 0-2. It is 86 degrees, partly cloudy. Temperature will hang in the 80s for the entirety of this game tonight. First pitch time and weather brought to you by Grandover Resorts in Greensboro. Live, work, enjoy. Austin Glorious delivers the 0-2 to Smith. High over everyone's head, count 1 and 2. Glorious on the year, 2 and 4, 6.41 the earned run average. This is his 9th start, 13th appearance overall. 49 hits, 29 strikeouts, 23 walks. Opponents hitting .310 against him. Here comes the 1-2. Glorious fires off speed, just high, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. The lineup again that he'll have to face: Smith, Pugh, Hawkins, Tejeda, Urban, Marshall, Geraldo, Swihart, and Cuevas. 2-2 on the way. Glorious doesn't work from the windup, so he holds the set there for a moment. Now fires, and that's popped up, foul territory and out of play. And the count remains 2 and 2. Austin coming off of his best outing of the year, 5 shutout innings at Charleston. Game 2 of a doubleheader last Saturday. Walked 2, gave up 3 hits, and struck out a season high of 7 batters. Certainly looking for a repeat performance from him today. 2-2 coming to Smith. That's lofted in the air, foul. Third base side, Michael Martinez. Couple steps into foul territory, settles under it, and puts away Smith for out number 1. We'll set the Rockers defensively here. Quincy Lattimore in left field, Johnny Field in center, Ben Aklinski is in right. Michael Martinez, the third baseman, Giovanni Alfonso, the shortstop, Tyler Lattimore at second base. First base is Jerry Downs, and behind the plate tonight is Dakota Mulcahy. The batter, Tillman Pugh, 262 home runs and 25 driven in. And Glorious fires that pitch low in the count 1-0. Tillman Pugh responsible for one of the Legends' 4 hits last night. In fact, the next stretch of 3 hitters, Pugh, Hawkins, and Tejeda each had 1, and then the man made the first out of the inning, Dwight Smith, and had the other hit. He was further down in the lineup yesterday, so 1, 2, 3, 4 in the lineup today. Got all 4 of the hits yesterday for the Legends. That pitch a called strike in the count 1-1. Home plate umpire today is Kevin Morgan. Bradley Moffitt at first base and Calvin Baker down the third base side. Glorious fires the 1-1. That skips in the turf, and it's quickly 2 balls and a strike. Tillman Pugh kind of struggling a little bit this year. Well, not struggling necessarily. It's not a bad year for him. But when you compare it to his year last year, that pitch just below the zone. And it is now 3-1. Tillman Pugh last season hit .322 with 26 home runs and 107.